Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Adam McKola TV. I am Adam, he is Dean. We are back for the Aftermath Live. It's the first Aftermath Live under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where we're coming into it after a defeat, and it's one that has taken the wind well and truly out of my sails. But I'm trying to look at the positives today. I am trying to look at the positives. I don't know how Dean's feeling, so we're going to find out during this show as well, and we're also going to find out how you guys are feeling at home, as I've got my phone out with the comments right up there right now. So guys, how you doing? Let us know in the comments what your thoughts on the game yesterday. This is the Aftermath Live. This is the post-match reaction show where myself and Dean give you our thoughts on the game a day after, when the dust has settled, and you guys can get involved too. You can see Calamity Jones, BBY, Atif and Shoot Neutrality in the comments, as well as Kevin. Dean, first, how you doing, man?
Yeah, well, I'm alright, innit? But it's just like you say, it's a bit flat. Obviously, yesterday, like we was going to the game, we were talking about kind of expecting to win. Like,
Everyone was?
Yeah, it's mad. Like, even just amongst the people we saw and amongst the fans, everyone was sitting and then just like, just taken away from us and it is kind of a reality check, if you like, because obviously we've been on such good form as well, and obviously then coincide that with who PSG had missing, and we're thinking Verratti ain't gonna play, or he's not.
Did it teach us anything that we didn't know though? So is it really a reality check?
I think for players and the fans it probably was a bit, in terms of, for example, it's like, as good as Rashford is, when he plays against top centre backs, you know what I'm saying? With Thiago
Maybe
Silva,
he hasn't been tested enough at that European level, and that's something that we can look at with this team, because you look at it all the way through on a top class international European level. Very few of them have done it. You look, Paul Pogba is the only one from the front line. Like Martial hasn't been to semi-finals, finals of the Champions League. He wasn't in that France team that won the World Cup. You look at Rashford, you look at other players like that. Lingard hasn't had a lot of Champions League football, and then further back, Ander Herrera, he has had a lot of European football, but there's only so much he can do. Further back more, Luke Shaw, not had much. Bailly Lindelof, not had much, realistically. Ashley Young probably had too much at home. And then you got David De Gea. So really, David De Gea and Paul Pogba are the only two that you would say in our team that are comfortable at that Champions League knockout stage level.
Yeah, I'd say that, and also you're probably saying those are the only two players who'd really get a sniff in PSG's team.
I think they would start for PSG, but they're the only two. But
that's what I'm saying. But even that, so again, I think we've been doing well. Like I was saying to you before, it's like people get onto Ashley Young. It's like he's useful against certain teams. He can do a job, and he can get, like, obviously he's an 11 man on a team. So and it's like at the top level of football, you just get exposed straight. There's a thin line between success and failure, and you know what I'm saying. The top players, like they're doing like I say, when we saw Di Maria running up against Ashley Young,
we just knew it was curtains.
I felt sorry for him, to be honest. Like, it's mad. Like, even little things, like even Mbappe, like, we'll probably get onto him, but a foot race with that geezer, he's an absolute joke, man.
That's one of the things I took from yesterday, was I didn't realise he was so quick, bro. He was rapid, and it's like controlled as well. It's not just speed. Like, there was one point where he burst past Lindelof, and I thought, wow. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's not like Lindelof is slow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when he had Ashley Young, it's like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I can see that, but he got away so many times. But he's not just that. Like,
his controlled run for the goal as well.
Yeah, I just think he's like, his football IQ, his brain, like his movement, and that, he's mad on that for such a young player, and that. Like, he's, like I say, the darting run. Like, some player, like, for me, I know he's not as quick, but it's like Lukaku don't even where he darts for his goal, because obviously it's a good cross on that by Di Maria, and it's a good cross or whatever, but he has to get there, and it's like, I know his speed gets him there, but other players don't even try and get there. Like I say, like, to me, I don't think we've had a striker really who darts near posts and stuff like that. I think we missed that. But
that's the big difference as well between Mbappe, Martial, Rashford is Mbappe's ability. He's cutting it in those big games, in those big moments at the moment. They've still got to do that, and I don't think they've had as much opportunity because you look over the last couple of years. We've been in the Europa League. We've been not very good in the Champions League. They have to learn at that level, and you have to deliver at that level as well. I mean, it took a while to get it under Sir Alex Ferguson, get it right consistently. Hopefully it will come, but it was a massive learning curve for a lot of the players, and I think that group as a team. But PSG were fantastic, taking nothing away from them yesterday. Let's look at the comments. Someone said it wasn't that bad.
We got
because the injuries fucked us up, innit?
Yeah, but the best team, like as much as we had chances, we didn't really like what real chances. When Pogba got through on the byline, like if the ball back's different, we score or something. But again, it's those the last minute, it's decision making in the final third, the final ball. We didn't have it. Unfortunately, it's one game, innit? Like Ali said, it's not going to tarnish everything that we've done up till now. Just going back to that point there about for example with Mbappe and say Rashford. At the same time, Mbappe has got, although there's a different Mbappe's on a different level probably to a Rashford, but at the same time he has got, to me, is that he had better players around him. Like you know what I'm saying. And again, like as far as Ali's got with this team, some people just say that. I think that's the main thing for me. Is that some people just ain't good enough. Like obviously, if you wanna, Ashton's not good enough. We need a better right back than him. Like Luke Shaw and that. Like I'm a massive fan of Luke Shaw and that, you know what I'm saying. But again, it's like he doesn't. I'm not saying he's where you strengthen straight away, but there's questions over him. The centre backs, I thought the centre backs did alright. To be fair, I thought Lindelof and Bailly were.
We need an upgrade on Matic as well, don't we? With all due respect.
Yeah, but I thought he had a
decent game. Apart from their first goal, he had a decent game. But I mean, in long term, we need
I think
like a Verratti or someone.
Yeah, I think you just need someone who's more mobile than he is. But again, I do agree with you. But I think this is why I said, to me, it's like they did. To me, they look like they give everything to me, the players. So you can't be too critical of them. And that's the only thing I would say to anyone else is like you can't be too critical of man, because really like that's their kind of level, and it like Matic ain't getting into PSG. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I thought that as well. Like 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago, when the draw was made and we were fearing the draw. Like, I expected to see a Manchester United that would concede the game early, just damage limitation and not really go for it. And I know we could have done different things definitely yesterday, and we could have done things better yesterday. But I kind of didn't feel that. I felt we were frustrated by the injuries, because it would have been interesting to see the second half. But I do still think after that bright start we had 20 minutes, there was kind of a moment or a period of the game around the 30th minute mark where it started to shift towards PSG, and that was before the players went off injured. When the players went off injured, it was a wrap, because we no longer, like, PSG then stepped up 20-30 yards from the back, whereas Martial, when they had Martial didn't play well in the first half, but they had that fear of Martial. They had that fear of Rashford's pace. They had Lingard moving around, so they were set further back. Once they came off, they just moved forward. And it was a wrap.
That was mad. It was a complete. It was just a coach, like kind of just a straight complete opposites from second
mentality shift.
Yeah, it was crazy, isn't it? But again, even I said to you when you said about Martial potentially going off. If you're bringing on, again, we're bringing on Mata.
Mata needs to be brought on.
It's not good.
At the most in an 8 or a 10, not out wide.
You can't put him wide.
Not out wide.
And like if Martial's had no joy, I don't know, man. But again, this is
we had younger Mata down that side.
Yes.
The right side is a big problem.
But that's what I'm saying. Look, if you see that as a PSG, you just be like, bro, like these men are, like, you know what I'm saying, like man of gas is up as if not bit, and they got these men on the left hand side, like what they're left out right or whatever. But I don't know. I think to me, again, you can't take too much away from our team. But I just don't think we've got enough. The fact that we look into our bench, and really we want someone who can look to on the bench as a centre forward, because it wasn't working with Rashford. To think, we'll put him on, can change the game. Lukaku cannot change the game. He's a tall, strong geezer and can score goals, but he don't even play to those strengths.
He doesn't even look strong. He doesn't even look like
but he's
a fresh substitute when he comes. You know, like when a substitute comes on and you're like, "Right, he's fresh.
Yeah,
Like he's gonna change." He looks worse than the rest of the team that are on it.
But again, is that Ollie's fault? Obviously, it's not.
It's not his fault. No.
It's, you know what I'm saying. He's only dealing with what's there, and again, like, I just think we've done well up until now, and we kind of just got found out. Like the fact Marquinhos did a job on Pogba. Like I thought,
and once we lost the influence of Pogba.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing.
It was again. It was difficult to.
But that's what I'm saying as well. You can't. If you're a team, you can't only be relying upon one man to be able to break teams down. And Pogba's just been left with that mantle literally since he signed, to be honest. Because when he doesn't play, we don't play. And I think you're putting it all on him. And obviously they know that. They know like if we can keep Pogba quiet, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be very difficult for him. I don't watch too much of French football. I didn't even know Marquinhos plays like DM. You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's centre back to me, but like, that's how much they've gone in. They're just like, yo, I'm just going to put a defender.
I think it is part injuries and stuff as well, but he moved there comfortably and he did a very good job. It's probably because he is a defender that he was so easy to do that. It reminded me of Herrera and Hazard, the way he was following.
I thought just to touch on that, Verratti, to be fair to him, he's a baller, bro. Like, I've knew that for time.
He does it simply in it as well. It's just, alright, win that pop, here you go, win that pop, bring the play 30 yards forward, boom, there you go. Simple. If we had Verratti instead of Matic, we win the game. That's how much of an influence I think he is. I don't think Mbappe was the key to them yesterday. I think he was a great outlet for them, and he was a great attacking force. But I think Verratti was the key to that, and Marquinhos. Those two in the midfield, they got it spot on. And I was excited at the thought of Verratti missing the game. Maybe if Verratti misses the game and Neymar plays United, it's a different story because he gives them that. I know Neymar's a different player, but
Neymar, Ashley Young, boy, could have been a cricket score, but it's what I mean. The thing that was good in was, like I say, is that the fact that we was even able to go there yesterday, thinking it was not to say we was thinking it was going to be a competitive game because we're always going to try, but I thought we was going to get slapped 8 weeks ago. You know, like I saw the draw. And so, to me, just the fact that we went into the game, we're still not. Without Pogba, it's an uphill struggle, but we're still technically not out of this. Like,
I can't see us I can't see keeping a clean sheet. No. So we have to score 3 goals if we're conceding 1.
4.
I just don't see that happening. We could make a game of it, maybe get the first goal. You never know what happens. But even then, if we were 2-0 up going into the 75th, 80th minute, it's just a sticky situation. You know what I mean? So, because you're going to consider it's just like not getting a goal at home, especially once we went 2-0 down, made it very. But stranger things have happened. Kieran says Matic slows down our game. Jacob says he made a comment that I agreed with, and I've lost it. Matic offers very little threat, so opposition don't mark him. Yeah. We should have changed our formation. 4-3-3 wasn't working, says Cheetan. Now that brings me on to another point that I wanted to discuss today. Do you feel, once it was clear that we couldn't approach the game in the same manner without Lingard, without Martial, once that was clear, that we couldn't approach the game in the same manner without them, do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have changed the way we were playing it? Like, was he? I'm not trying to hang him out to dry here. I'm just.
I think a lot of people are very tactically he's been outdone or something like that. Like, personnel wise, we ain't as good as them. They retain just those 11. You drop those.
No, but then do you change things to accommodate the players that you have?
With the players that we had left, like I say, from when Lingard was getting injured. We was in the game. Obviously, it was still 0-0. But when he's going off, to me, I just knew that the whole press, the whole kind of pressing and high intensity and that.
It was the worst players we could have had.
That's what I'm saying.
Because even if you lose Rashford, not that I want anyone to get injured. If you lose Rashford, you got Sanchez that can go there. Even if you lose just Martial, you got Sanchez that can go there. Once we lose Lingard as well, we just lost so much, and it shows that we're lacking the depth. Also shows how important Lingard is to United. Also shows the impact that they had in terms of keeping their defence pegged further at the field. But mainly that what a big job we've got to do in terms of rebuilding to get to that European Cup winning stage. I think we could win the league next season with a good summer this season, but I don't think we could win the Champions League with just one good summer this season.
I don't know if we can. Well, I think we can challenge next season. I don't know about winning it.
When you see Liverpool that are top of the league, I don't think it's as far away as people seem.
No, I'm not saying they're that far, but I'm not really looking at. I'm more looking at. Because again, I think City are kind of underachieving, not to gas them. Or in terms of they've dropped points. I've not anticipated them to drop points, but in terms of I don't know. Me personally, I just won't say we assert something for that. But I think again, it's obvious anyway. Like it was obvious on the Jose. Like as poor as he was, or whatever your feelings are. We felt that we didn't invest well in the summer anyway. So like this isn't.
No, everyone agreed with that.
This isn't new news. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that again. PSG got all this oil money, but they go sign. I think Paredes. I think they signed like January or something. Like they're doing that. Like
and that was because Morata was injured.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we're not doing that. Ollie's had nothing to work. Ollie's literally had the same squad. That
he's got to work with what he's got, and now we'll only get to see what happens in terms of. They're showing the goals and that. We'll only get to see what happens with Ollie if he gets the job, because we're not going to get to see if he signs players or not then. So where do you think we need to strengthen the most? Obviously right back's a clear position. Right back's in dire straits. We need a right back, or I don't know, maybe with more time is Dalot going to be the player for next season? Defensively I just don't know. I think I like him going forward, but you're right back, we need we need competition for places there anyway. I think we need better ball playing midfielders. It's interesting because it's like what happened to Fred and that, like them ones like 50 million player and not even. Yeah, if Fred's not going to work out, we need 2 CMs, because realistically, if we had Pogba, Herrera, Fred was doing okay, and then we brought in 1 or 2 more CMs, we'd be alright, I think. But we need some more, because I don't think Matic's going to be around much longer. In terms of right back, we need a new right back, regardless of what happens with Dalot, or a full back that can occupy both positions, because then you can, Shaw and Dalot and all that can still play. You'll have Ashley Young, who's still about playing probably 10-15 games a season, which would be.
You'd hope on that, like
you'd like to think that would be the ideal scenario. So you look at that. We need a fullback. I think we need a centre half. You need 3 top centre halves. We've only got 1.5, maybe.
Just signed two new
contracts,
in it. Like
Bayer and Lindelof.
Like, Smalling and Jones just got contracts.
I still think one of them should get shot in the summer. Not with a guy.
Again, it's like it's levels, man. Like we need to strengthen a lot of places, man.
So, I'd say a fullback and a centre back, a central midfielder, and a right winger. 4. If we can get 4 to 5 players.
Listen,
depends what happens with Lukaku and that.
Lukaku's gonna have to go.
We're not signing. We're not signing one.
I don't. But to be honest, I don't see.
Unless he goes, we're not signing one.
He's gonna go in it. Like he's not gonna sit on the bench. I don't think. Like I don't think he's a top player to do that. And I fact that he's simply. You imagine you're perceived to be a top player that he is, and the money he came for. You didn't get a sniff laugh. I don't even. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have 10 minutes on the pitch. It's shocking, bro. Like it's like if he was Mourinho, 100% he starts that game, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's the thing that annoys me the most.
You look at the quality of their centre halves, like Kimpembe and Thiago Silva.
Rashford got nothing out of any of those. Not a.
He was a willing runner. He was trying to make things happen. It just was a hard day's work for him. He didn't get nothing. And then Kimpembe, he should have got Kimpembe sent off, to be fair. Yeah. And then you're looking at the game differently. Rashford's got their centre half sent off. We got I think it was about half an hour to go at that point. Maybe a bit more. And it's a different game then, but again we didn't. Football, that referee was so carry on.
Nah, the referee to me ruined the game. Like the amount of times he stopped it, I think it's 11 yellow cards he handed out yesterday. Like some of these decisions were just baffling, especially from if sitting in a stadium. Obviously, we don't have the advantage of instant replays, but some of the decisions I was seeing, I'm like, bro, how's Pogba getting booked initially? I think when he's back to a man and he's got the ball, and if he's like elbowing man or something, it's a red card.
Yeah, because he just did that, and the ref said, "Oh, you're doing that." Like, but if you can do that,
that's what I'm saying. He's standing his ground. Shaw, he waved Shaw up like he's dived. It's like, bro, booking them. If you're telling me he's dived, you should be booking it, but you're not because you didn't dive, bro.
Then Shaw got booked for kind of running past someone and pulling them back, and then Kimpembe does it to Rashford. Through on goal just outside the box, and it's not a book. It was a clear as day foul, clear as day booking. Should have been a second yellow, and he's off. And they didn't see it. And VAR didn't.
I think they saw it. It's like I don't like to think of like well.
I'm not trying to justify the defeat. By the way, PSG was better team,
for
but
real.
He had an impact. He scored the opening goal. Do you know what I mean? And he should have been sent off.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, PSG were the better side, but the referee didn't give us nothing yesterday, I didn't think. And I think, like I said, for me, he ruined it. I think that Pogba's second yellow, I think he's a yellow. He's a high foot and that, but I disagree with the first, and it's like, again, like you just put us at a massive disadvantage for the second leg. It's alright. Like to me, I don't like to think how things are fixed and that, but it's like to me, it's like the referee. To me, you see in some European competition, like I've seen it where Barcelona's concerned. Like I don't know if it's just me or conspiracy theories, but the referee was dodging them. But the better team did win it.
Peter says, "Tell me what the fuck is Alexis doing at the club, please." There's a lot of comments on Alexis. Someone else said he's the weak link. His performance wasn't great yesterday. We keep expecting improvements. Nothing's happening. Is he done?
I think after yesterday, I said it after the game. I said, for me, I think he is done in terms of there's nothing really you can do now to say like where them moments you can have between yourself and the fans where like they'll love you forever because of that, like Martial's first goal like against Liverpool or something like that, Owen against City and that. But it's like yesterday you could have come on and you could again because you've had so many chances. We've changed manager. A lot of our players have improved. You've still not got back to where what we signed you for. You have this chance. We was under the cosh a bit yesterday. Arguably they're the better team, but you can still impact that. Didn't do nothing. And again, it's like we're bringing these players on. He's like on his day probably like you'd think when he came probably £50 million player plus or whatever. Start doing nothing. We've got £75 million in Lukaku sitting on the bench. There's no point in bringing him on.
I was just thinking about this because we got some people say Lukaku may be off in the summer, Sanchez may be off in the summer. Matt may be off in the summer. If those three players are off in the summer, and bearing in mind before they go we still need to make signings, and then they leave, we need to replace them. Can anyone realistically see us making like 7 signings?
No. This is what I'm saying. I think we can have a goal next season, but we don't be doing this overhaul, or we haven't done it thus far. Like where we're signing 7 to 10 players, it's not happening. No one really does it unless you're Fulham or something, and look where they are. Them ones, but. So I don't see that happening. So, me personally, I don't know if Sanchez leaves because the money he's on.
No one's gonna pay him.
Who's taking him for that? Or are you gonna pay him off? Like if I have to pay off a man's contract, but you may as well. We're keeping the squad on it, or you know what I'm saying. I don't know if we get injuries, but I can't see him leaving because I don't see where he goes. Like even PSG's probably a step down in league, but PSG won't want him. Who's gonna want him? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to want, especially like I say, for the money he's on, bro, he's going to see out his contract. I can see Lukaku going because I think he could go to like a Juve or something, or Inter or something like that. Like maybe someone, I don't know, Atletico or something. I don't even, to be fair, I don't know if he'd get in Atletico, but he could get a move, but I just don't see Sanchez leaving. With Matip, do you see him going? I don't know. Like,
I imagine if we consider that, let's say Lukaku or Sanchez could go, and what I've just said, we need to make a couple signings already, so to replace those players, it's going to be a long thing. So I could see the club being in a kind of situation like, all right, let's focus on replacing X and Y now, buying a few new players, and then we'll think about replacing Matt in 12 months after we extend the contract. That's how I can see it kind of working out.
Yeah, no, I hear that still.
It's a shame because we don't play in a way where Matt can play in his best position. I'm not saying Matt should start every game.
He's not good enough though. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to, Like, who does it? Where does he go from United? Like, no disrespect to Matter in it. Like, I know he's been.
I think like back to Valencia or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. You going to Valencia, bro. You're not going to none of the top 3 teams in Spain. You know them ones like. You can't. If we're talking about trying to win the league, and you're, you know what I'm saying, like, nah, bro, you can't. He's not. You're not good enough in it. That's just a cold hard truth about it. He's not quick enough. The way especially the way we play now, he's never really fitted like since he came. It's like he's never really fit into anything we've ever played. But he's done well, like set pieces and that. He scored some good goals. Had some good assists.
He's just a very good footballer, so he's always going to be able to pull things out of the bag.
Yeah, but he was even from when he came. To be honest, I don't think he's always been a bad fit for us. To be honest, he's a kind of a. I was baffled when we signed him going back all that time, but
I was buzzing that we signed him. I think he's a quality player, but I agree.
Struggle.
Like it's. No one's really played a formation or a style that has complemented him. And now he's getting to the back end of his career. Obviously, he loses certain physical attributes. Once you lose them, it's very hard because he hasn't got pace. He hasn't got like massive strength. So once you lose that, yes, when he's on the ball, he can do magic things. But getting in those positions and areas and stuff is difficult for him. And especially when he's playing out wide as well. He's not a winger. He never has been. Like,
we was getting no joy down that side anyway, and then to put him there, like, it's just a joke, man. Like,
Scotty says we should have kept Di Maria. Now I said this to Dean a few times. I don't know why United fans boo Di Maria. I don't boo him because I don't really I don't care. You didn't boo him yesterday.
No.
Like I don't. If someone boos him, why do they boo him? Because we wouldn't boo Falcao if he came back. Like, so what is it about Di Maria that he gets booed and no one else does? Because the United move never worked out for a number of reasons. I think one, ultimately, like obviously the manager. 2, he never wanted to come to United in the first place. He always wanted to go to PSG. Financial fair play meant he couldn't. He came to United. We never lost much. I think we
12 mil.
Yeah,
That's
we
a bit or something.
but we would have made money in like ways off him. 12 million anyway is here and there for United. Like, I don't think, you know what I mean? Like,
but for me,
I don't get why he gets booed.
I didn't. It's not like I was. He was a bit wounded at the time.
Like, would we boo Sanchez if he leaves this summer and comes back? No. So why?
Some people hate man. I've got bare hate for man. You get me?
Why
like,
though?
I don't know, because it's not worked out. That's what I think. But like, I didn't understand. I didn't want to boo Di Maria because I just didn't. I don't really care. Like you said, like I don't care in it. When he left, like it's not like he'd worked out.
I wanted him to stay.
Yeah, he was a tough. Well, again, he was a tough player. But we've seen sick technical players and that who just don't work out. Like,
you know what happened with him? Yeah. Wow, the whole United team under Van Gaal. That day against Leicester when we were playing and we were playing fantastically well and they turned it around the last like half an hour, 5-3. Van Gaal got shook off the Premier League and just bottled up, and he just wouldn't he went very cautious with everything, and it just fucked shit up, man. Because the way we played that day in the first half, Di Maria's goal, all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. To me, it's like certain things I remember of Di Maria. He was decent, you know. But it's like I can see now, obviously, from when I come home and see the highlights, and his man's pretending to drink beer and that, mugging it and that.
But if people are booing me for what I perceive to be no reason whatsoever, I'm gonna tell you like to fuck off and all that.
But he did it as well. You get me? Even that, I just think, yo, like, or if I was by there, I'll probably get vexed if he's doing that. But at the same time, he's giving man stick in it. Like that's what football is, isn't it? Like, I didn't boo him. I don't really care, innit? Like,
Sayesh says it was clear in the first half that McKola was man marking Pogba. Ole should have done something about it in the second half just to take out Marquinhos.
What can you do?
Put a man on him, and then you've
put a man on him on Pogba.
Then you've basically taken 2 of your own men out of this game.
So that's what I'm saying. You're not going to do that, innit? Like, that's why you need your other players to step up, innit? Like, you need, if it's like any team, not to start talking about Messi or Ronaldo, but every game they go into, like, they know, like, oh yeah, man's are going to man mark them. So next man around us you need to create me space.
Pogba was then even more restricted by the fact that Lingard and Martial went off because he lost a lot of. Like, when he had Marquinhos marking him, he still had space around. It was just him and Marquinhos. Once that become more congested, it was like, shit, bro. Like,
but that's but especially if you've not got players around you who are able to do things that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times when we was breaking away, Marquinhos would kind of drop off him anyway and he was making a dart into the box. But again, we need, to me, it's like, it's personnel problem. It's not a tactical thing.
Still think we can do it?
The Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
No. The short answer is
Has
no.
this changed your feelings about the upcoming Chelsea and Liverpool games as well? Or are you still quite I think the injuries is depending. If we've got Lingard and Martial, I feel alright about it, to be honest.
I think we can beat Chelsea without them. Not to disrespect them too much, you get me, but I think we can beat them anyway, or at least we can get a positive result and get a replay. But with Liverpool again, I think we can, if we get Martial and Lingard back, I think we can have them at home. They're again they've had a good season or whatever, but again I don't like their midfield as well as they've done this season or whatever. Like where we've got outplayed kind of against PSG, I just can't see us getting outplayed by Liverpool. Like I see Pogba, they're not doing the Marquinhos job on what they did to Pogba. They're not able to do that. For me, I think he'll be able to get space, but so no, it's not. I'm still confident. Again, like you look at the run that we've been on, really, like one loss in all these games since Ole started. He snapped your hand off in the tournament 8 weeks ago. I don't know about you or anyone else.
One loss, one draw, and the rest wins.
No
10
brainer.
wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Chelsea to come next. Good game, that would be fun. We'll do a preview for that on the weekend. We'll get a podcast out in between now and the preview for that on Straight Up. So make sure you keep your eyes, ears and all that peeled for that one. Make sure you follow Dean Straight Up D right there, and subscribe to Straight Up in the description below. Dean, any final words? This has been the Aftermath Live.
Yeah, just keep it positive. And like I say, look, you know what I'm saying, we're still, it's PSG, and we're just it's top level football. Like we're still, you know what I'm saying. Look at what we've got in it. Like just don't. The lads put their all in as well. So just keep it positive in it. You know, got some games to turn it around.
A couple of weeks ago, we would have expected to get battered. So at least like we had that hope. It's the hope that kills, you know. It's the hope.
But we've not had that in it. So like, just I appreciate me personally. I appreciate that. So just be positive in it. Like it's been a good ride. You get me?
Long may it continue. On that note, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you keep it locked. Subscribe, like, comment, share. We're out.